Greetings, folks, and welcome to First Appearance with Funko Pops, the Gambit Edition Redux. I'm your host, Coco Smooth. And why this is a redux or a redo is because there was something when I watched the first video again that was skipped, clearly skipped. Something different from part two that I didn't do in part one. Um, I'll, I'll explain later. Well, either way, I'm going to get back into some of the stuff that explains the first appearance of Gambit. But before I do that, let's look at this pop one more time. X-Men 97, Gambit, really cool. I already did the video of what he looks like outside of the package. I'm going to have the link to that video in the description. So if you want to know, just stand fast and go, and go check it out. Yeah, this one's one of my more favorite renditions of Gambit in the Funko Pop. The only thing I had a hard time with was all the blue when I think it should have been silver. But since it's supposed to be based on the cartoon, I could see why they went with that direction versus the silver especially for his bow staff. But yeah, Gambit's probably my most favorite X-Men outside of Wolverine. I mean, I love all the X-Men, but man, Gambit resonate. He's the guy who I want to be. Cool, gambled, smoke. Yeah, he was just a cool guy of the group. Lucky, athletic, just all the things that a charming young, thief slash mutant fighter can do, right? But yeah, so his first appearance technically was X-Men Annual 14. It wasn't supposed to be released before Uncanny X-Men 266, which is the one that's most acknowledged to be his first appearance. But either way, this is his technical first appearance over here. I got both just in case because at a 9.8, just because the tides turn. Like right now, people are arguing Wolverine's first appearance. If for a long time it was known to be 181, but people are like, no, he really did show up and have an actual appearance in 180, just not in the cover. So now the price of 180 is starting to go up because of that actual technicality. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, that's one of the real things. That's why I did this before any more confusion and before prices rise on each of these books. I was like, I'm just getting both. I'm getting, I did get both, right? The first, let's start with the one that was the technical first appearance. It's the X-Men Annual number 14. Came out in 1990. I don't know. I believe it may have been a month or two earlier. It was also written by Chris Claremont. And the thing, too, is that it's supposedly not supposed to be part of actual continuity. It's like a self-contained story that's out of continuity, allegedly. I don't know the difference, really. I couldn't. Because to me, it doesn't make sense that Chris Claremont's story would not be in continuity with his own story in Uncanny X-Men. It's just bizarre, right? Done by Arthur Adams. You could see here X-Factor wearing uniform Jean Grey, X-Factor Cyclops, Cable, New Mutants. Oh my gosh, I forgot his Warlock, Banshee, Thing, Storm, and Rachel from alternate dimension who becomes a Scandifer. Yeah, complicated, right? Forge and Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, just totally bizarre. Gambit's nowhere near in this picture, and I think there's Cannonball back here. Yeah, Cannonball. I forget who this is. It eludes me at the moment. I think this might be Franklin Richards. I'm not sure. I forget. Right. Either way, yeah, Arthur Adams cover, pretty good. I don't know who this main bad guy character is, not sure. But either way, it even says here on the thing that it's I guess it's Ahab, right? That dude in the main front cover. But yeah, Gambit cameo predates Uncanny X-Men 2066. See, that's what I'm saying. He appears in this book, says words and everything, right? Not a cover appearance, but yeah. And look at the back. Ultra, by the way, Ultra Games is under Konami, which is why don't be confused. Gradius was a Konami game, and you're just like, what's this Ultra thing? So is Metal Gear, the power to stop the rain. And I don't know if you guys were around for Game Boy, but man, this was a really popular device back then. I was so happy to get a Game Boy back then. I mean, of course, it was complicated because uh, the battery and the lights, the lighting situation. It's not like what it is now. The technological advances and stuff. But yeah, this is the stuff that purchasing this is what led to the eventuality of other handheld consoles like Game Boy Advance and such. Yeah, the power out of your fingertips, right? Gradius or Nemesis. I'm sorry, Nemesis. Yeah, same people who did Gradius and Life Force. I don't know if you guys ever played those games back in the day, but yeah, that's wow. For those who know this, yeah, I'm sure like, whoa, yeah. This thing, the Game Boy used to take what, 4 AA batteries? Jeez. And then there's the popular first appearance is how we recognize it because famous Andy Kubert cover. They said it was created by Jim Lee had helped create this character, but surprisingly, Jim Lee is not here or on uh, the annual 14. So yeah, and it says here first full appearance of Gambit. But whatever. The truth is, he showed up here, and yeah, this is the popular one just because Gambit's in the front cover with look at him, tiger tiger stripes, really cool. Yeah, look, it was $1 back in the day. That's how I remember comic book prices back then. $1 back in the early 90s, and this was in August of 1990. So yeah, that was yee. 33 years ago. Holy crap. Yikes, guys. Yeah, this is old. This comic book's much older than a lot of you viewers out here. Yeah, so let's look what the back look like. And yeah, see, Konami. Snake's Revenge, which was the sequel to Metal Gear. You guys know it as Metal Gear Solid. This is Metal Gear Part 2, Snake's Revenge. The first one was actually Metal Gear. And look, Super C, which is Contra Part 2. I don't know if you guys were old enough to play Contra back in the day, but yeah, Contra Contra was a thing, Super C, I never got to get it, but I've always wanted to play it, but can't always get what you want. Alien Masters, terrorists go nuke. Yeah, it's Konami and Ultra are putting you under the gun by giving you Konami and Ultra. See, Ultra, Konami. I don't even know why they bothered. They should have just kept it Konami across the board. But I'm sure that we could YouTube a video that'll explain all of that. Right? But yeah, look, we got Storm as a Ute in this picture. I'm not sure if this is either way. I should have gotten the one after this, 267 and 265, just cause. But I want them all in 9/8 at minimum. But yeah, this is easily one of my most favorite gosh damn books ever. Just cause Wolverine #1 from the regular series. Just cause First Sinister 2 was a good one. Ah man, I really enjoyed the X-Men back in the day, guys. X-Men. I'm not explaining it, but man. X-Men was just one of those comic books that just captured my imagination so much in the 80s and 90s that I couldn't imagine liking anything else. And then the Thunderbolts happened and I started to like other things too. But for a while, it was X-Men or nothing. Just X-Men, X-Books, mutants. I only cared about their struggle. No other people's struggle. So, yeah. But yeah, this is easily one of my most favorite characters. I'm so happy to get, his first two appearances. And of course, I think I already showed you guys, well, as of this video, I already did part two, but since this is a part one redo, um, I had, I'm going to make a distinction because again, I didn't get to show the back parts of these beautiful slabs, so that you guys can see the context of how old some of these things are. So yeah, Gambit, my goodness, Gambit was just so cool. He was able to charge little things, and he was rumored to be one of the Summers brothers, which explains why his eyes are red. He was supposed to be that third. Rumor has it he was supposed to be that third Summers brother. But yeah, and shortly after, I wouldn't say shortly after, but like maybe 2 years after, because I believe Bishop's appearance was in 280 something. And yeah, that was at least 2 years later. He was supposed to be Filipino, guys, and I know this because he had a mullet, and Filipinos have mullets were a thing back in the day. And he was created by Will Spartaccio. So yeah, I don't know. You guys Google it. Watch. If y'all don't believe me, Googled it. Bishop was supposed to be Filipino, but the editor in chief was like, "What the hell's a Filipino? let's just turn him into what we all know." All right. So he was a brother with a mullet now. All right, folks. But yeah, Gambit, my guy, dude. I remember in the comic and the cartoon that Bishop was after him because he was rumored to be the traitor because of the future and all of that stuff going on. But yeah, at any rate, this is it for this segment of first appearance with Funko Pop, Slab City, the Redux, X-Men 97, Gambit 1279 Funko Pop edition. I am your host, Coco Smooth. And guys, I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting me as I do this for y'all. Until next video, folks.